in at goal but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake, ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played. They didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake, ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake, ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake, ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake, ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake, ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake, ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake, ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake, ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake. Ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake. Ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake. Ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake. Ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake. Ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake. Ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake. Ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut opportunities as the amount of possession they had really warranted. Best opportunity actually came from a Leicester mistake. Ball beating Maguire and Hazard, resulting chance he smacked it against the crossbar. Willian should have done better as well when played in at goal, but shot straight at the goalkeeper. Leicester's best opportunity came from a long-range effort from Ndidi, forcing a fantastic save from Ariza Balaga, and we are goalless at the interval. Half-time at Stamford Bridge, and it's Chelsea 0, Leicester 0. The first half dominated by the Blues, but they didn't create as many clear-cut Welcome back then for the second half, which has just got underway at Stamford Bridge. No changes to tell you about at half-time, so it's as you were in terms of the two starting lineups, which I'll run you through when we get a moment in the game. Leicester having to do some early defending here as Chowdhury clears his lines long downfield, and the ball goes out of play for a Chelsea throw. So for Chelsea, they start with Arrizabalaga in goal, Azpilicueta, Rudiger, Luiz, Alonso, Kante, Jorginho, Kovacic, Pedro, Hazard and Willian. And for Leicester, it's Schmeichel in goal, Pereira, Morgan, Maguire, Chilwell, Ndidi, Mendy, Chowdhury, Albrighton, Maddison and Vardy, as Chelsea are coming forward with Kante into the penalty area. Kante tries to pull it back, hits the legs of Maguire, who then slices it out of play for a corner kick. That was a good run by the Frenchman, breaking into the penalty area. Just couldn't find anybody with his attempted pullback in the end. Chelsea had lots of possession in the first half, but did very little with it. Can they open up the Leicester defence here? Corner to be taken from the near side. Chelsea playing from left to right in this first half. Here comes the corner kick, headed up and over the crossbar from Luiz. Not a great attempt from David Luiz in the end, who was heavily involved in the first period in a positive way. Not all the time you can say that about David Luiz, and there got his head to it, but not enough downward force to test Schmeichel. He's behind for a goal kick. What do Chelsea need to change in this second half to open up this Leicester team who look well drilled and organised today?
They just need to keep the pressure on. I still sort of put the argument in that they need a focal point up there. When Hazard drops away from through the middle, they just don't have someone that's going to stick there and is going to be the outlet for them. Willian and Pedro don't really do that job, so I still think they could do with a change of Giroud coming on. But saying that, they did have the chance through Hazard where he hit the bar, and then it could have been also different, and that could have forced Leicester onto them. The first goal's massive, isn't it, really? Yeah, it is. When we watched the game between Wolves and Liverpool last night myself, and that was the voice of James Mason, and that was crucial who got the opening goal in that game as to who would go on and win it, and it turned out it was Liverpool. And once they got their noses in front, never looked likely to be overturned, that lead, as the ball is played down this far side. As we look at it, independent off-tube studio commentary coverage of Chelsea against Leicester, as Pereira goes down under a challenge from Kovacic. I think it will be a free kick. Didn't get anywhere near the ball, so it should be a free kick. Just a throw in the end for Leicester to Maddison. Infield it goes. They do well to keep possession there. Find Ndidi, who had an excellent effort in the first half. Really good save from Arrizabalaga to keep out Ndidi's long-range strike. Ball with Chilwell on this near side. Chilwell battling for it under some pressure here. Goes back down the line. All the way back to their goalkeeper Schmeichel. We'll keep you up to date with the scores as and when they change elsewhere in the Premier League. The story of the day so far is Crystal Palace leading at Manchester City by 2-1. Andros Townsend has scored a wonder goal for Palace in that game. I'd give anything just for a goal in this game. Doesn't have to be any kind of wonder goal, as Chilwell comes forward, tries to go past Azpilicueta. The ball goes out of play for a throw-in. And Chilwell again offering a good attacking outlet on this left-hand side, although he hasn't been able to get forward as much as he would like. Here's Ndidi. Good cross from Ndidi. In fact, he hits it out of play, comes back in, but it's going to be a goal kick. For Leicester, I don't think they need to change anything, do they? Because they'd be happy with a point, I would have thought, this afternoon. Yeah, I think you'd take a 0-0 away at Chelsea, to be quite honest. They'll be content with that. I think they come into this, and Chelsea were more than favourites to win this on home soil, with Hazard in good form and the others around him. They may grow more confident as the game goes on. If they stay at 0-0, they could push a little bit harder, but I think Puel will be very happy to come away with a clean sheet. Yeah, certainly. Leicester got a poor record at Stamford Bridge, just the one win in the last 18 years, coming back in 2000 when Muzzy Izzet and Stan Collymore got on the score sheet. Long ball forward for Hazard to chase. Bounces through for Schmeichel. In fact, Chelsea are unbeaten in their last 5 meetings with Leicester. 7 meetings, that should be. I was thinking though that is it that long ago since Mourinho lost at Leicester and then got the sack not long after that? It must be, as here comes Maddison. Slips that one through. Here's a chance for Vardy. He hits the back of the net, and Leicester have got themselves in front here. Well, quick counter-attack by Leicester. Jamie Vardy, who else puts the ball in? It's Chelsea 0, Leicester 1.
Great play, very, very quick counter-attack there from Leicester, and Jamie Vardy really showing the form that we've known from probably last season before when they won the title, at least anyway. When he finishes that very, very well, it was just quick passing, eventually slipped into the box in. Powerful right-footed strike there. It is at the near post, but there's no chance of Kepa to sign it. It's really, really good play. It's Maddison who slips it through. Brilliant through ball, brilliant run, great first-time finish.
Well, an upset on the cards at Stamford Bridge where Leicester lead by 1-0. Who else but Jamie Vardy said this week he doesn't feel he fits into Claude Puel's style of play, but he was the right man in the right place to finish off a quick counter-attacking move for Leicester on this occasion. Maddison rolling it through for Vardy, who was able to take it in his stride and then flashed it into the back of the net at the near post. Chelsea, who haven't won at Stamford Bridge in 18 years, lead the Blues by 1-0.
They do indeed, and Arsenal fans will be happy with this. It would keep them level on points with Chelsea after their win earlier today. And Chelsea now have got a little bit of work to do, and now we may see Sarri's, maybe this could force his hand to change things up a little bit, to bring someone on. I know I've been banging on about Giroud, but I'm a big fan of his, I have to say. Maybe even a Loftus-Cheek to come on and offer a little bit more of a powerful runner in that midfield, as Leicester are going to win themselves a free kick as well. Kante adjudged to have just pushed Chilwell slightly in the back when he got ahead of him. See again, he just gets there before him. Yeah, that's pretty much fair enough, I think, as a free kick for the Foxes. And, well, Claude Puel will definitely take a 1-0 win away from home against Chelsea.
Yeah, he'll be very happy with this result as the ball is played into the box. Kepa punches that one away. And Leicester waste that attacking opportunity. Oh my word, Crystal Palace have gone 3-1 up at Manchester City. Well, Liverpool fans, their Christmas has come early, I think, if City lose that one at home, as here come Chelsea. Ball into the box, cut out well by Maguire. What can Leicester do now? Can they build on this lead? Can they dig in and hold on for a fantastic victory at Stamford Bridge? All the talk coming into the game was how the players are not happy with Claude Puel. Well, he's got his tactics spot on so far today, the Frenchman. As the ball is cleared downfield by Leicester, straight onto the chest of David Luiz. And Luiz knocks it forward quickly, but again Chelsea forced backwards. They found it really difficult to play their way through Leicester today. Luka Milivojevic with the third goal for Crystal Palace from the penalty spot. That would be the shock of the weekend, maybe the season so far, as Willian dribbles infield, edge of the box, goes for goal. It's a bouncing effort which Schmeichel gets behind and makes the save. I haven't seen much of that from Willian. He's not quite got his shooting boots on today. That wasn't the best effort from him.
Yeah, just left himself with a bit too much to do there. Not the greatest angle to shoot, and I don't think he was positioned properly. And there was a slight fumble, I thought, from Schmeichel there when he first took it into his chest, but an easy save in the end. Yeah, Leicester. I mean, imagine a Leicester Palace double today. That'll be some odds for that.
Yeah, it certainly would. Not many would have given those two away sides a prayer heading into today's game. Ball out on the far side with Willian, who gets a low cross in. Cleared away at the near post, and it will be a throw-in for Chelsea, who find themselves behind at home. They've not been beaten at home all season. They've got some work to do here to keep that record intact now, as Alonso will line up the long throw. Going to go short in the end to Willian inside the box. Not a great first touch from the Brazilian, then it's cleared away. Going to be brought down by Maddison. Great control. And then he's got the composure to find Chilwell with the pass. Left-hand side. Chilwell beats one for Chelsea, but Rudiger comes across to cover and goes back to his goalkeeper. Well, he did predict that they'd score today, Leicester. And Jamie Vardy took his chance very well. It was a perfect attacking move. And James Maddison, another one you talked about, has continued to have a real positive impact on Leicester this season since his move from Norwich.
Yeah, he's slotted into Premier League life, or settled in as quickly than I expected. I wasn't too sure about him. It was a big amount that was paid for him in terms of a Championship player in a Norwich side where he didn't seem like he did a great deal last season, but they took the punt on him, and Yeah, certainly he's rewarded them already, you'd feel, with the goals and assists that he's provided for them. In sort of on the cusp of the England team of getting his first cap. Mentioned he's in the squads a couple of times, and yeah, he's one of the promising players that are coming through for the English.
Yeah, they are growing some homegrown talent at Leicester, or picking it up from other places in the case of Maddison, but Chilwell has come through and done well, as we've already mentioned. Here's Hazard on the edge of the box for Chelsea. Now they'd love somebody to change this game. Hazard's low effort is poor, saved easily at the near post by Schmeichel. It's not been Hazard's day thus far. He hit the crossbar in the first half, as Sarri is busy taking notes in his dugout. Gianfranco Zola alongside him. And stats suggest, as does the scoreline, it's been a better second half by Leicester. They're having more of the ball in this second period, as that's a foul through the back of Hazard. Mendy on this occasion, the guilty party. Free kick taken short. Chelsea eager to get on with it now, finding themselves behind at home, heading into the busy festive period. Last game before Christmas. Busy Boxing Day to come for these two sides, as the ball is worked out to this near side. Opportunity for Pedro. Pedro under some pressure here. Eventually loses possession. Leicester have got another tricky test on Boxing Day. They play host to Manchester City, so that will certainly be another difficult game for Puel's men. They've shown today that they can stifle the opposition and take the chances when they come their way. The ball is now worked out to Azpilicueta, right hand side, low ball in, blocked once again. And again, it's left to right, but not much forward momentum from Chelsea at times. Yeah,
they're hesitant to put it into the box early, aren't they? Because there's no one in there to really win the aerial battle, so they're trying to get into the perfect position, then to put a low cross in. And to be fair, most of them, again, Azpilicueta tries to put one in. The majority of Azpilicueta's crosses have been blocked well by Chilwell. To be fair, Pereira's done the same on the other side.
Yeah, he's defended well, Ricardo Pereira, who, whenever I've seen him play, notice him more for his attack-minded approach than you do for his defensive talents. Here's Louise, another one that fits that bill. Ball played out to the far side, won well by Albrighton, who's coming forward now. Ball in field is not a good one from Albrighton, gives it away. Really probably should have done better. And now it's worked out to the far side for Kovacic. Ball in behind. Hazard, has he stayed onside? He has. Drills that one, and it's a great save by Schmeichel. He kept himself upright at the near post for as long as possible and made a smart stop.
Yeah, good stop by Schmeichel. Disappointed if he gets beaten from his near post, but it's really powerfully hit by Hazard. Tell you what, that's a strong right hand he's got onto it there. I actually thought he tipped it to the other side, but he's gone right for that near post, and yeah, that's a very good save.
Yeah, really good stop by the Danish international. He's hit that so hard, Hazard. Tried to take the leather off the ball, and it's turned behind for a corner kick. In comes the corner. Willian's ball into the box, headed behind. It's going to be another corner kick for Chelsea. Goal back for Huddersfield in their game at home to Southampton. Is it going to be a Huddersfield striker who's finally scored for them this season? We wait and see, as Chelsea have got another corner kick. Willian will take it once more. Drifts that ball out, headed away by Leicester. It's going to come towards Jorginho, who goes backwards to Azpilicueta. And then with Jorginho again, out to the far side. He clips that one from left to right, onto the chest of Hazard. Hazard works it onto his left boot, then he overruns it, not like Eden Hazard, and it's cleared away by Leicester once more. And they've seen out the first sort of 10 minutes after going ahead now, Leicester, and confidence will be building amongst their ranks. Ball out to Pedro again. Chelsea tempo is definitely quickened by them. Down the line it goes for Kante. Kante loses possession in the end. And the problem for me with Chelsea is they don't have a great deal of attacking options when things are not going their way. They could bring on Giroud, as they're about to do. It's just as I was speaking, Giroud gets up off the bench and he's going to come on and replace Kovacic. So I would have thought Pedro would drop into midfield, or Willian, and Giroud will come onto the field of play. But if Giroud doesn't work, Loftus-Cheek is coming on as well. Loftus-Cheek is going to try and drop into midfield. So it's Loftus-Cheek basically for Kovacic. and Giroud for Willian. Still the same formation for Chelsea. But as I say, I've got question marks over the lack of attacking options for Chelsea, because this is it. This is the roll of the dice from Sarri.
Yeah, I mean, the only other one they've got on there is Ross Barkley is the other one, or could say Fabregas, but that's more to be that playmaker to pick out the passes. So I mean, that's sort of where the other two come from, but they don't get many goals, Fabregas or Barkley. That's the issue, and Loftus-Cheek and Giroud are the two on there that do actually score. But yeah, this is the big throw of the dice for him. See what sort of impact the France international can have after I've bigged him up for most of this game.
Yep, he's going to deliver now for James. Well, that's what James is hoping anyway. But, and Chelsea fans, Leicester fans will hope he fails coming on as a substitute. Chelsea subs have got a good record of making an impact though this season. Ball in towards the near post from Vardy as Leicester looking to add to their tally here. Taken in the stride by Maddison, but he couldn't do a great deal with it, and then Vardy has to go backwards down the line to Chilwell. Infield it comes to Vardy again. Leicester working it well. Chilwell looking to go around Rudiger. Rudiger just sticks out a big arm, blocks him off, and Leicester win the free kick.
That's a little harsh, because I think Rudiger reads it, gets ahead of Chilwell, puts his arms out, and I think it's more Chilwell. Well, I mean, there is an arm across his face, but I think it's more Chilwell runs into the arm of Rudiger, but it's 6 and 2/3.
Yeah, it's not one that I don't know. Free kick in a good position now, so might well be that this situation comes back to haunt Chelsea. Vardy with one to his name. Can he get a second? Missed the game in midweek against Leicester for a goal kick, and the danger is over for now for Chelsea. Chelsea 0, Leicester 1. Jamie Vardy's goal still separating the two sides into the second half, but Chelsea have come.
They do indeed, and still only one goal in the Premier League, or one game in the Premier League that doesn't have a goal. Still at St James's Park. Newcastle 0, Fulham 0. West Ham still trail Watford by a goal to 0 at the London Stadium. City losing 3 when at home against Crystal Palace. That's the huge result so far, and doesn't seem like there's many real signs of City getting back into that one at the moment. But famous last words is just seeing replays of Jamie Vardy's good strike. 4 attempts that Leicester have had in this game, 2 on target. The 2 on target, one's got a goal and the other one forced a really good save from Kepa. Chelsea have had 14 attempts, 5 or 6 on target I think, but unfortunately I haven't really been able to test Kasper Schmeichel that much. That one from Hazard is probably the closest they've come to opening the scoring.
Yeah, one off the bar from Hazard, and then that one that Schmeichel saved. That's definitely as close as it's come for them to get a goal back in this game as the ball goes out of play for a Chelsea throw. And Chelsea give it away. That's poor by Pedro, and it's on to Vardy down the left hand side. Vardy up against Rudiger by the left corner flag, tries to beat Rudiger, he does, gets into the penalty area, then he goes down. Referee Lee Probert tells him to get up. He stumbled outside the box, then he fell into the penalty area. I think it would have been harsh to have given a penalty there.
Yeah, I think he could have got a free kick for the Rudiger challenge, because he does have a little pull on him. The Pedro one, Pedro just gets in ahead of him there, puts the little 50-50 bump on him and wins that fine, but I think he could have had a free kick for the Rudiger challenge.
No free kick though coming from our referee Lee Probert, as the ball is switched out to the far side, and an opportunity now for Leicester to build again, this time with Pereira. He goes backwards down the line, then infield it goes to Maddison. Maddison making a good run, gets the ball back to the penalty spot. Vardy was actually waiting at the far post for it, and it was easily cut out by Chelsea. But Leicester looking so much more dangerous. Then they win it back off Chelsea inside their own half. Low ball collected by Arrizabalaga. Then he spills it back heel from Vardy, blocked inside the penalty area. Vardy is convinced the block, though, was with a hand from the Chelsea defender. I think it's Azpilicueta who makes the block. Vardy can't believe it, but he's the only Leicester player appealing for a penalty. Leicester have won possession back again. Really good spell this for Leicester. Chowdhury's ball's not the best. Albrighton will get there. Plays it off a Chelsea defender behind for a corner kick. Oh, it should be 2-0, should it, James?
It should be, but interesting. I didn't think it was a handball to start with. We're going to see replays now. Lovely attempted back heel by Vardy, and it hits the leg. Hits the inside of the knee there of Azpilicueta. Great position by the skipper, because Kepa made a mistake and Kepa was beaten if that one had got past his defender.
Yeah, real good defending in the end by Arrizabalaga. By Azpilicueta getting out Arrizabalaga from jail. Corner kick still to come though. Here it is towards a far post, and the goalkeeper for Chelsea takes it comfortably on this occasion, bowls it out. Chelsea on the counter-attack. Really good game now since Leicester went in front. Really has made Chelsea force the issue, and it's left gaps at the back as Loftus-Cheek picks it up for the first time really since he was introduced as a substitute. Out to the far side, back to Kante. Kante looking for options ahead of him, rolls that one through for Hazard. Hazard's layoff is to nobody in a blue shirt though, and it's cleared downfield, and now Vardy can run onto this one, but the ball goes out of play for a throw-in. If anything, it looks like Leicester are going to get the next goal in this game at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, they're pressing higher up, and it's really poor from Chelsea because they've been very laboured in possession at the back, trying to play it out, trying to run it out sometimes, and Leicester just thought, you know what, we'll just push up a little bit more, commit a few bodies, and yeah, they've had a couple of good chances there to maybe get themselves a second.
They have. Claude Puel will be very happy with how his team have performed today. I wonder if those rumours about Puel getting sacked have actually worked against Chelsea in terms of the fact that they look very motivated today. Leicester out there to prove a point that they're still behind their manager as the ball is flicked on over the top, looking for Ndidi. Ndidi might get there. Oh, Kepa makes a good save, and Chelsea have to tidy up at the back again with Vardy nearly latching on to the second ball, and now the Blues can come forward with Kante. Kante over the halfway line, turns back into trouble. What was Kante thinking there? Then it's given away, but quickly won back by Leicester again. Maddison on the halfway line, goes past one, then he throws himself to the deck. He'd be lucky not to get booked for diving there, I think, but I think the referee's actually bought it, and it's going to be a free kick. Crazy game at the minute, James.
Yes, crazy game. We'll see it now. Oh, well, that's a dive. That is a huge dive by James Maddison, who has already got pulled for that this season. Excuse me, second yellow, got sent off. Then he apologised for diving. Well, that was a big dive for me, and yeah, not good to see. No,
don't want to see that. Free kick is played into the box, headed clear by Chelsea, and then it's brought away by Loftus-Cheek, but he loses possession. Is it just not going to be Chelsea's day? It looks that way at this moment. Ball out to the far side for Hazard. Hazard loses possession again. I've not seen Chelsea lose possession so often in a game for quite some time. The ball played into the box, looking for Vardy. It's cleared just by Rudiger, but it's going to come to Maddison. Still inside the box. Maddison shapes onto his right foot, then cuts it back, edge of the penalty area. Shot comes in from Ndidi. That's blocked. It's going to be collected by Mendy. Leicester are all over Chelsea here. Ball drifted out to the far side and knocked down, looking for the run into the box coming from Pereira. Couldn't get there. Arrizabalaga did. Wow, this game has completely turned on its head in the second half.
It's just end to end. It's running for, I mean, I say end to end, it's Leicester at Chelsea really. Yeah. Chelsea get to a certain point of the pitch, and then they lose possession, and yeah, the Foxes have just grown in confidence so much.
I'll let you take over, James, because Chelsea are coming forward.
Yeah, Azpilicueta, right hand side, low cross in. Oh, deflected behind, not the greatest from Ndidi. Thought he could have done better, maybe controlled that, but puts it behind, rather safe than sorry, you could say. And it will be a corner kick now to the Blues. Maybe set pieces are where they could be most dangerous. They got a bit of extra height now with Loftus-Cheek and Giroud on the pitch. Louise up from the back as well, along with Rudiger. So aerially it could be one of the best ways for the Blues to score. Hazard whips this corner in, right footed out swinger, headed away at the near post there. Oh dear me, then Rudiger tries a volley on the edge of the area, misses it, gets lucky as it bounces up and hits him. They try to work it back out to Hazard on this right side, and he's beaten to the ball though by Chilwell, and now Chilwell will stretch his legs and come down this flank over halfway. He's chased by Kante. Chilwell still going forward there, gets a little nudge from Kante but holds on to it. Kante then gets a foot in, and it'll be a throw in to Chelsea. Chilwell can't believe it. He's saying it's our throw, but the referee saw it a different way, and Chelsea can try and come out from the back, but it's a bit rushed from Chelsea, it seems.
Yeah, they're not taking their time over it, are they? First half they were it was a lot of slow, patient build-up by them, but now they're just trying to get it forward as quickly as possible.
Yeah, a bit of panic you'd maybe sense in this Chelsea team as Hazard falls to the floor. Maguire is adjudged to have given her a free kick. Can't really believe that. I think he was just stronger than Hazard, to be fair. Then Maguire picks up the ball and doesn't give it back to Pedro. Wasn't a great deal in that, but this free kick is on the right side of the box, so it is in a dangerous position. Maybe an opportunity for Chelsea to get back on level terms. No other goals to tell you about in the Premier League as of yet. City still trailing Crystal Palace by 3-1 at home. That's an astounding scoreline. Bournemouth still winning 1-0 at home against Brighton. How the Cherries could do with a win to get them out of a dismal run of form that they're in. As Hazard is standing over this free kick along with Alonso. I would go with the left footer, to be honest, but we'll have to wait and see. Hazard could pull rank. As the referee's just having a word with a few of them in the box that are jostling around. Eventually he does blow the whistle. Hazard steps up, floats it in with his right foot. It's headed up and, well, almost away. Then it's volleyed by Albrighton. Chelsea will come down with the pieces with Pedro. Southampton have restored their 2-goal advantage. Huddersfield 1, Southampton 3. We'll bring you the goal scorer when that one comes through, but that was an absolute waste of a free kick.
Not great at all from Chelsea in that situation. Time running out for Chelsea to get something from this game. They still trail at home by 1-0 to Leicester City, and in fact it's the Foxes who are looking like they're going to get the second goal in this match. They've been excellent on the counter-attack and they're snapping at the heels of Chelsea whenever they have possession. It's the Blues who are looking rushed, making mistakes, giving the ball away, and Jamie Vardy nearly backheeled in his second of the afternoon after a mistake by Arrizabalaga when he didn't cut out a low cross. The ball breaking to Vardy. His backheel though was brilliantly blocked by Azpilicueta, a goal-saving block from the Spaniard. They've had some good situations in this game. Maddison and Ndidi going close, but it is still Leicester lead by 0-0.
Yes, indeed. As Michael Obafemi got that third goal for Southampton, pretty sure that is the first goal for the Republic of Ireland international now, I think he is. I haven't called him up to the squad yet. So, it's a good emergence for the youngster, who was already brought into the first team actually by Mark Hughes before he was sacked, but Ralph Hasenhüttl has seen enough from him so far to keep him in there, and now he's been rewarded as the youngster's got a goal. Chelsea just passing the ball midway through Leicester's half at the moment, but not really going anywhere with it. It's very side to side, and then they play one ball forward and then they're forced to go backwards. So I have to say, it's a really good defensive performance from the Foxes so far in this. As Hazard has possession as he scampers infield from this right touchline, finds the ball towards Jorginho. Again, he's looking for options now with Kante out to this far right side for Azpilicueta onto his left foot, swings in a good looking delivery there. It's headed away, and it's headed well away, but the referee spotted a foul in there, saying Giroud pushed somebody. I can tell you Brighton are down to 10 men. Lewis Dunk has been sent off, so Bournemouth a goal up and a man up as well. Didn't seem like there was much in that foul.
No, I didn't think there was a great deal in it. I think the Leicester defender, is it Morgan, threw himself to the deck as Fabregas has come onto the field of play now, and it's Jorginho who's gone off. He's not had the impact I was expecting Jorginho, so Fabregas on to try and pick apart the Leicester backline. It's just not been Chelsea's day so far, though.
No, it hasn't. It's been a little bit disappointing, to be fair. The reaction since they've gone 1-0 down is pretty poor. Maybe shows a bit mentally fragile, I'm not too sure. Luiz has possession, finds Fabregas with his first touch. Now back to Luiz on the halfway line. Now it's towards Rudiger, and it's just slow at the minute. It's, you could say patient if you're trying to argue the point, but Luiz chips one into the box. Giroud with his good.
And Pereira puts a good challenge in, as does Chowdhury, and eventually they're able to scramble it clear, but it's just shaping up not to be Chelsea's day at the minute.
Yeah, it'll be a very, very good victory for Leicester, keeping a clean sheet away at Stamford Bridge, and also picking up the 3 points through Jamie Vardy's strike, which separates the two sides at the moment as Chelsea win the ball in the middle of the park with Loftus-Cheek. Now Fabregas. Interesting to see if he is allowed to leave in January or not. Fabregas, he's certainly not getting the playing time he wants. He is getting towards the latter stages of his career as well. As Luiz comes over the halfway line, Tries to play a ball into the box again for Giroud. Looks like he's bundled over on the edge there, but nothing given by the referee. Maybe just a coming together between the Frenchman and Maguire. I think Giroud is trying to be a little bit clever there as well and make it look like there's more in it than there was.
Yeah, I think so. He knows the game well enough to try and pull that off, and Elite Probert has already bought one controversial dive from James Maddison, and Giroud trying something similar, I think, on that occasion.
Yeah, it was
there on De Bruyne. That's a bad challenge from Van Aanholt. Let's just see it from this angle again. Ooh, I'll tell you what, if that foot was any higher coming down, he might have been looking at a red there.
It's a shocker, isn't it? Foot raised, and it's almost stamped his way into the tackle and ends up catching De Bruyne's ankle. Fortunately, but good news it must be said for City. De Bruyne sort of hobbled away, but I don't think there's any lasting damage this time, which for a player who's been besieged by injuries, really, that's a big relief. Sané's waved everyone away, incidentally. You would have thought Aguero might be interested, or indeed someone like Gundogan and De Bruyne, but none of them are going to get a look in. Sané is who's going to strike this. Bournemouth 2-0 up against Brighton, and the 10 men there now, incidentally. It's about 30 yards out, this you would suspect. On the right-hand side, Sané comes forward, strikes it, but it's wide of the post, and in the end, Palace survive.
Palace do survive. There was a decent strike from Leroy Sané. I'm just wondering, has this clipped the outside of the post as it's gone wide, or is it the... it's the outside of the post. A decent strike there from Leroy Sané as well. It's a lot of whip on that, and Gaeta's very casually watching that one. He's pretty much stood in the middle of his goal, but that's that look of exasperation there from Guardiola. It's almost as if he knows this may not be our day if great strikes like that and hitting the post and then going out.
Yeah, Gaeta hadn't moved, had he? He was centre of the goal. Hadn't reacted at all, but the ball just had too much bender. Palace in behind themselves here, and I think the offside flag go? I'm not sure whether it did. It did, yeah. On Zaha. For a second we thought Wilf Zaha was going to be in one-on-one. Edison, as it was just about quick enough off his line to get there. Watching it back, Zaha is a yard offside, and was throughout the move, so the linesman really would have had an easy decision, but as we waited for the flag, it was an anxious moment now. Here comes Sané, cross in, is a low one, but it's straight into the arms of the goalkeeper, so that one's easily dealt with. And David Brooks, incidentally, was the scorer for Bournemouth. He's got his second of the afternoon. One of the few goalless games is Newcastle and Fulham. Newcastle 0, Fulham 0, and Fulham could finally be on course for their first clean sheet of the season. The last team in all of English football to have not kept one, but Fulham close to doing one here. There's certainly been no sign of any clean sheets here. It's Manchester City 1, Crystal Palace 3. Yes, you are. If you just joined us, you are hearing that right. 77 minutes gone. Palace have come from behind to lead 3-1 here at the Etihad. City, though, are now really up in the ante. They've got De Bruyne, they've got Aguero and Mahrez all off the bench, so it's pretty much all-out attack for City. Can they break down this Palace defence? The next few minutes crucial. If they get one now, City, you really sense it could be a siege in the last few minutes, and De Bruyne has got it here. Down the right to Mahrez. Again, Palace have got two men nearby. Snuff it out. De Bruyne picks up on the loose ball. Doesn't elect to cross it. Tries to play one in, and Palace cut it out. And then spray one forward looking for Townsend. Laporte steps in. Wan-Bissaka heads that one clear, and then Zaha will pick up the loose ball surrounded by two City players. Again, Zaha does well, but then he gives the ball away under pressure, and City will come again through Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne will spray a long ball out to the left-hand side, and Sané, Wan-Bissaka's there. Townsend again, almost like a second fullback in this second half, helping out. Gundogan, scorer of City's goal in the first half, given away though as he tries to put one into the box. Mayer looks searching ball that for Zaha. He's got to be careful on a booking as Wilf Zaha. In the end, he's just content to force City to slow the play. City will come again then, and it's once again everyone bar Zaha behind the ball for Palace. City with De Bruyne, Mahrez, De Bruyne again. City 35 yards from goal, out to the right hand flank. Chance to cross it for Bernardo Silva, elects not to. Walker, De Bruyne just outside the box, trying to create some space, tries to slide one into the penalty area, just about dealt with by Van Aanholt. And you get it to Zaha. Breathless stuff this, it must be said. Palace now will try and break. It's a slack ball, and just all of a sudden it starts to be a little bit one-way traffic. This one is a trip there in the middle of the field. And City will have a free kick through James MacArthur's foul.
Yeah, opportunity again, but it's still a long way out. It looks like it's going to be a booking for the Scottish midfielder as well there, MacArthur. But an opportunity now for City to try and get this ball in. But again, because it's from such a long way out, it's going to be either require some kind of short ball and then a ball in, or potentially just a straight cross in. It looks like it is Gundogan standing over it.
So we're just heading into the last 10 minutes as this free kick's taken. Back post is the target. It's nodded back. City were able to win the first header, but couldn't complete the move and win the second. And then as they tried to shepherd it away for a corner, Palace were able to survive that. Mayer was able to just about keep it from being a corner, and instead it's a throw which City take very quickly. Get the ball into the box. Sakho's there. Hooked then to the other end of the field by Schlupp. Something for Zaha to chase. Laporte up to the challenge on this occasion, however. City will come forward now down the right hand side with Bernardo Silva. That seems to be where he's now stationed. With all the changes, City moved the pieces a few times. Ball lofted out towards the far side of the field. The City's right. It's won by Palace, but Mahrez will pick up on the loose ball. Cross in from Mahrez. Sakho again's there to clear it, but again it comes straight back to City, who are now pretty much camped out in Palace's area. There's a real chance here. The ball breaks for City. Whipped back in and then just about cleared. The first one wouldn't come down. The second one couldn't be converted, and Palace clear, but it's now very much one-way traffic.
It is one-way traffic, yeah. It was Mahrez that tried to get that ball in from the right-hand edge of the penalty area. That was eventually hooked away, but City come again now with a long diagonal ball which reaches Leroy Sané.
Sané on the left thinks about trying to pull it back. Instead tries to get to the dead ball line, knocked away, and it's another corner. It's Townsend again doing the defending. What a shift he's put in, as well as scoring potentially the goal of the season just before half-time. But he's done plenty of defensive work. So Sané again, who seems to have taken about 20 corners in this game. Here's another one into the near post. Ball ricochets around, and in the end Gaeta picks up on the loose ball, falls to his knees, and Palace survive another City move pretty safely.
Well, it's now become a pretty much one-way traffic in this game, with Manchester City spending all their time at the edge of the Palace penalty area, but struggling to actually get into the box. They've had a couple of opportunities. Mahrez just now, who's come on for Raheem Sterling, he had an opportunity to try and whip that ball in towards Aguero, but it was cleared. There was also an opportunity from a set piece, but after a header, the ball was straight into the arms of goalkeeper Gaeta. Palace now quite naturally are sat back a little bit deeper as they're trying to close out this game. They're still leading by 3-1 though, and Man City have got to try and do something to get that second goal to at least give them half a chance of saving a point. But at the moment, it's an amazing result here for Crystal Palace.
City try and get it into Aguero, can't do it. The ball then breaks out to the far side of Mahrez. De Bruyne. City again consider a cross. Not really the option to do so. Mahrez does create a bit of space. Back post cross is cleared by Tompkins, but it's just completely one-way traffic now. Every clearance from Palace is pretty much picked up by City unattended, and they just relentlessly come again. Laporte. I wonder whether they may be almost worth just bringing on another defender now, Palace, at this stage, because Zaha's really completely isolated, can't get any sort of touches of the ball against the 3 City defenders. Bernardo Silva, right-hand side, tries to slide one to the outside. Cross comes in, deep one. Did it go out behind for a goal kick? I think it probably did. In any case, if it didn't, Palace have got a throw in anyway, but Walker's cross was far too high and well off target. The only real threat from Walker's cross was it almost dropped in at the back post.
Yeah, that's it, and it's just another diagonal ball from City. They've tried so many of those this afternoon, and it just hasn't really worked out. It's just this will be a wake-up call for Guardiola. There have been a few games this season where City haven't played particularly well and got all 3 points. This afternoon, they've actually done okay in terms of the possession, but just been undone by some sucker punch strikes from Crystal Palace.
Kyle Walker's got the ball here then. Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne, who's seen plenty of it, playing right in the centre of the field. Sané's got a bit of space here at the back post, and symptomatic of City's problems. Sané, for the first time really, they got him behind. Sané was in, chances to cross or shoot, completely gets his feet wrong, and the ball just ricochets off him behind for a goal kick.
It does. Just another example of how this game has gone for Manchester City. That's so not like Leroy Sané. He's normally very good in those positions where he picks up that long ball over the top, but just complete miscontrol from him there.
Yeah, and Aguero was the man. I think he was probably looking to pull it back. Aguero was sniffing around the 6-yard line and thinking he might get his first chance. Not had any sort of a sniff so far since coming on, Sergio Aguero. There's the sort of chances he tends to turn into the net, but Sané couldn't complete the pullback. Up towards Aguero again, then goes City. Palace head it clear through Sacco, but City will come again down the left. Palace quick to retreat once again. Zaha tried to nick it away from De Bruyne, couldn't quite do that. Here's Walker. Plays one into Aguero, exchanges passes back to De Bruyne. Now with Mahrez over a far side of the field. De Bruyne's cross is a deep one right to the back, and it's gone in! It's a lifeline for City. It may be a fluke, this. Kevin De Bruyne, I think he's crossing it, but it's flown into the back post.
Unbelievable. It's such a deep ball in from De Bruyne. Gets a lot of whip on this. And out of absolutely nowhere, Manchester City are back in this game. You see from the replay, the ball goes out wide. And De Bruyne is just a little bit deeper. He picks this up one touch and then just gets loads of whip on it. I don't know what goalkeeper Gaeta's doing, in fairness. He can see where the ball is, but he just watches it go over his head and into the back of the net. It's very poor from the goalkeeper. Didn't really know where his goal was. And Man City are back in it. Well, with not long to go until full time, Manchester City have a lifeline, and it's quite an unusual, I suppose. It just goes with how this game has gone this afternoon, really. It was substitute Kevin De Bruyne with a whip ball in from the right-hand side. It gets plenty of height, plenty of pace on it, and it's heading towards the top corner. Goalkeeper Gaeta completely loses it in the air and then just watches it go into the top corner. So Manchester City now with a chance to get something from this game. It's Manchester City 2, Crystal Palace 3.
Yeah, you certainly want back against the champions now in this one. Sane comes forward again, the ball dribbled in and then it's deflected away. I'm not sure, it may have come off a Palace player last. It's another City corner, but this is going to be an awfully long last 5 minutes now. What a cruel blow it was, it must be said. It was undoubtedly a cross from De Bruyne. He didn't get the cross quite right, and Gaeta really, as you said, Paul, should have dealt with it better. Wasn't able to do so. City corner comes from the left. Sane, back post, unmarked. Chance again in the box. There's pinball in the penalty area. Don't know how Palace survived that one. 3 City players got touches on the ball. None of them could make it count. Pep Guardiola's in disbelief that it hasn't been turned in by one of them. And finally, the ball is cleared to the halfway line by Palace. City, though, are quick to come again, and this is desperate times now for the away side. Walker plays it down the right to Mahrez. Mahrez's cross is a good one into the area. Gaeta doesn't do very well with it. Just about got it clear. Palace hook it away, but all of a sudden Vicente Gaeta suddenly looks a bit of a liability at the back there for Palace.
He does. He just seems to have rocked his confidence a little bit. He's had little to do in this game, really, at times. Not too many saves, but here come City again now with a ball played to the edge of the area, just about cleared by Maya, but I think there may have been an offside in the build-up.
Yeah, and I think that may well have been heading to Mahrez at the back post. Gabriel De Jesus rather took it off his toes, and Mahrez was in a better position. Not sure which one of them was flagged offside, so Palace survived that. And yeah, it was De Jesus who was offside. Had he have left it, Mahrez would have had a sort of chance to have a pot shot at goal from 8 yards out on the volley. So real error there by Gabriel De Jesus. He's not covered himself in glory at all this afternoon, it must be said. The Brazilian striker, not one of his best games.
No, well, we're seeing a replay of that De Bruyne goal again, and every time I look at it I just think, what is the goalkeeper actually doing? Because he seems to be turning his back to where the ball is, and then suddenly it's in the net. But Palace, it's taken them 87 minutes or so, and they make their first change with Wilfried Zaha already on a yellow, going off to be replaced by Jordan Ayew.
Probably more a time-wasting one, that you suspect at this stage for Palace. Just try and kill a bit more clock off, and enables them to take a bit longer over this free kick. Free kick subsequent to the offside. The ball's long. No real chance for Palace to challenge. It just goes out for a throw-in inside the City half. 2 minutes then, plus stoppage time, but we've had a couple of goals in this second half. We've had a penalty, we've had 4 substitutions, so there's going to be plenty of time added on here. Palace have far from got the job done in this one. City will come forward down the right. That second goal for City has really set up a grandstand finale here. De Bruyne picks it up, centre of the field. Stones. Down to the far right hand side goes City. Mahrez and Silva exchange passes. Now Walker comes forward as well. They've got 3 on that side of the field. They play it in field instead though, because Palace had 3 defenders. De Bruyne steps away from one, tries to step away from a second, and then bursts forward, plays it to the right. Here's Mahrez, cross is going to come in, headed clear by Sacco. City will pick up on the loose ball though, as they have throughout. Watford have won the game at London Stadium, it seems. 2-0 there. Gerard Delafeu scored the second week in succession. Ball's played across to De Bruyne, tries to create something with a low cross. Palace stand firm, and then the ball's back in from De Bruyne. Van Aanholt's clearance wasn't a particularly good one. Here's Walker, cross, high, hanging cross, back post, headed clear. Sane though picks it up. The ball's barely exiting the Palace penalty area now at this stage. Out to the right goes City. Need to keep this alive though. Mahrez just about able to do so. Sorry, Silva it was in fact. He will play it back to Mahrez. Mahrez trying to step away from a couple. Will he cross it? He does. Towards the back post and Sane, and it's deep, goes behind, and a real let-off there. And now Palace are almost got this job done.
Yeah, we're about 15 seconds away from seeing the fourth officials board for injury time. We're a couple of minutes behind other games. They seem to be into the 92nd, 93rd minute elsewhere, but I think we had a bit of injury time at the end of the first half as well, which might have just delayed us slightly. We're going to get 4 minutes of injury time here as well, so still plenty of time for City to hold on, and plenty of time for City to make up this one goal deficit, and plenty of time here for Palace to try and clear.
Yeah, City certainly look like they're going to drop points here one way or another, but if they can make it up, if they can keep the deficit to just one game, superior goal difference as well to Liverpool, so when that game's coming up, City will still feel like things are in their hands at 3 points, but at 4 points they start to rely on other teams, so they can ill afford really to collect nothing from this game. They've got 3.5 minutes to try and make something happen. De Bruyne, Walker, Stones. Out to the left hand side comes City with Gundogan. He's got a man on the right if he wants him. That's where Walker thinks about going. He does. Finds Mahrez. City have got 4 men in the penalty area if they can work across. It's Walker who's going to measure one. Just chips one in towards the penalty spot. Saka's clearance just about to the edge of the penalty area. Can Palace pick up on the loose ball with Townsend? Race is on with De Bruyne. De Bruyne is able to get there, and had he not done so, City's defence, unsurprisingly, was terribly exposed. Ederson picks up the ball on the halfway line, blasts it forward. Mahrez controls well, finds Bernardo Silva. He'll play it to De Bruyne just outside the penalty area. Comes the Belgian, crossing from De Bruyne. He's a great one to the back post, and is that the chance for City? They really should have scored, but De Jesus' header is over the bar.
It is over the bar. It was a real pacey whip cross from that left hand side, and Jesus gets on the end of this, but his header does go over the bar. He was having to sort of get across to even get on the end of this. There was a Palace player just in front of him as well, but it's a superb left-footed cross from De Bruyne to even pick out Jesus in the first place.
Yeah, I think he's just watching the replay back. I think he's got to score. Gabriel De Jesus 7 yards out. He just doesn't seem to get his head over the ball, but watching it back, I'm really not sure it's too high for him. He seemed to almost stoop, get under the ball and head it over the bar. What a chance that was, and you wonder whether Sergio Aguero getting on the end of that may have been a different result. As it was De Jesus, and he couldn't turn it in. Referee Andre Marin has got his yellow card in his hand. I think it may be Gaeta for time wasting over the free kick. I can only think that's what it is. And
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's just taking a little bit too long as we get full time at Stamford Bridge. Another shock result. Chelsea 0, Leicester 1. Tell you what, if you had a double for Leicester and Palace today, you'd be having a very happy Christmas.
Yeah, and I think Liverpool will be having a very happy Christmas as well with this result as it is, and that one of the few teams just about in touch of distance of the top two. Chelsea, possibly not so now. So we're into the last 90 seconds, and Palace have been able to pick the ball up here in the City half. Can they try and finish this one off? The ball's forward. Ederson's come out.
Oh, now!
As he brought him down, it's surely a penalty, is it?
It is? Or has he given a goal kick? He's just given a goal kick. Well, we'll have to see a replay from this. I thought that Ederson had taken out Jordan Ayew. In fairness, he's not hugely protesting there, but let's just see.
Gone down too easy.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's probably there is a touch of contact, but I think it's like Zaha early on in the first half. He was probably waiting for that contact rather than actually going into the goalkeeper there. And City with 45 seconds of injury time left.
Yeah, City will come forward, crosses in. It's a deep one. It's a poor one, and Gaeta is able to gather it, catches it, and that might be that. That might be the last one. Gundogan's cross was a poor one, and Gaeta's able to grab it, and no surprise, he falls to the ground with the ball in hand. Chances almost gone. Just watching that penalty incident back.
Absolutely right that it wasn't given. I think that there wasn't enough contact there with Jordan Ayew, and the ball now back on the halfway line. Potentially one more chance here for City to get this ball towards the edge of the area if they can keep this ball alive on the left hand side. But it goes out for a throw, and by the time this throw on is taken, we would have had the full 4 minutes.
Yeah, it's now or never, isn't it, for the home side? And referee Andre Mariner is allowing a change, so Crystal Palace are going to make a change. I just
wonder if Palace are hurting themselves now by doing this, because by bringing on Jason Punchin for well, no longer than 5-10 seconds, you would imagine. It means the referee will be obliged to play an extra few seconds now, whereas maybe he would have been thinking about full time had it not been for this change.
Possibly so, yeah. Jason Punchin will be very lucky if he touches the ball, that's for sure. He needs to hurtle into the centre of the field, having come on the far side. He needs to get in the centre as quick as possible. That's where Mayer was playing and where Punchin will play. He scampers across. Referee Andre Mariner does allow him to get on the field. City will take the throw in then. So we're almost 95 minutes played here. Ederson into the centre circle goes City. Mariner is going to allow them to launch one last ball forward to the far side. Palace just need to clear this surely to have the job done. They haven't done though. Ball ping-ponging around in there. Palace head it to the edge of the box. Still Andre Mariner won't blow. And now the ball in. Chance for City to steal it. And it's just about cleared and then it's into the hands of Gaeta. There was a chance for Sane, he couldn't turn it in, and surely Palace have pulled off the most improbable win.
Yes, they must have done by now. We've had over 5 minutes of injury time of an allocated 4, so really the referee is just adding on additional seconds now, but once this ball is cleared towards halfway, that should be it.
And indeed that is it. The referee's blown his full-time whistle. A remarkable game here at the Etihad Stadium. Manchester City 2, Crystal Palace 3.